Naija Online Radio. The program is The Outlook. Now, The Outlook is a program that allows you to highlight issues from your perspective surrounding the political landscape across Nigeria. I am Nasir Yunusa, your guide. On today's edition, we shall be discussing the outlook of 2023 general elections, the game, and the lessons. Joining me to discuss is Honorable Uche Nwosu, the former Chief of Staff in Imo State and the President of Ugwumba Center for Leadership Development in Africa. Welcome to Click Naija, sir.
Thank you for having me, and thank you, viewers, for having me in this session.
It's a honor meeting you.
Thank you very much.
One-on-one.
Thank you.
Follow us right now on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Click Naija. Hit the subscribe button right now on our YouTube channel at Click Naija. The 2023 general election have come and gone with some winners and losers. Now, there have been allegations and reported cases of suppression, intimidation, harassment of voters, corruption of the electoral process, and manipulation of results by politicians and logistic problems on the part of the electoral umpire, amongst many others. In 2022, sir, you were quoted in the media advising Nigerians to vote according to their conscience. Now, you also said the success of 2020 election depends on the independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. Now, looking back right now, are people voting their conscience? Is INEC fulfilling its role in the election? What's your election assessment of the entire process?
Thank you for bringing me back to my quotes before the election. Before the election, it was as if it's going to be war. A lot of religion breaking into the election, a lot of ethnicity, people saying the other side and the other side. But we thank God that the election is over and we're still one united Nigeria. Yes, I said that Nigerians should vote according to their conscience. And when you look at what happened and the outcome of the election, even during the election, you find out that you come in a family where the father will go for another party, the mother and the children will go for another party. What it means is that people voted according to their conscience, not basically that my father said I should vote this because of that. You see, in most families, young ones went for another place, while the parents, with their wisdom, went to another place. So for me, I would say that in that family, they voted according to their conscience. And also the younger ones and most of our elder ones, you find out that everybody was voting according to what he believed. Not unlike before, when leaders will come and say, this is where we are going. And everybody will say, okay, since our leader has said, let's go there. So that voting according to your conscience played out during the election. The other one you asked, you said I quoted was the issue of INEC. Yeah. Let me also at this time say INEC in the second election did very well. They did well in this second election. Yes. But the problem in this last election was the politicians themselves. Okay. And also their talks also didn't help matter. But looking at what INEC did using the beavers was used very, very well in this last election.
That's so the state election.
The state election, yes. The state election, the beavers was used very well, and it was effective, and they kept early. Our votes counted, and people were happy. People went to home. But where we got wrong again in this last election was the talks and the issue of people stopping people from voting. Those are the issue, and the main purpose, the main particular people that are supposed to handle this matter at that time was the security agency. So I think next election, security agencies should also up their game and then make sure that people's votes are counted and they are not deprived from voting.
Okay. Now, my next question is, where do you think there were loopholes?
At the last the two election, the presidential and then the governorship election.
Yes, sir.
Towards that presidential election, the problem they had was logistics. I mean, INEC had a problem of coming early that day. Like in my polling unit, the electoral officers came around 1 o'clock. and you know that by 2:30 or 3 o'clock, election will have started. So we're asking ourselves, so what hours do we have after accreditation? Looking at your distance, show your distance, how many hours do we still have? So the issue of logistics, which I was meant to know that it was the issue of transport, that in some of the transporters came late and some didn't show up because of the insecurity in some areas in the country. Secondly, was the issue of the ad hoc staffs. Some of them were so scared that they got tracked messages from the area they were supposed to go. And besides, some of the areas they were posted, the issue of mandatory, the issue of stay at home, and so many problems that they had that they didn't show up that day. So there are some polling units that day, you find out that the adult staff didn't show up. So INEC has to do another recruitment immediately or send some of their staff who were not able to come early. Okay. That's the first election. And again, the first election came with the issue of their beavers not working as when it's supposed to work, uploading the unit result and sending it to the server, which did not happen. That's a problem that next time INEC should be able to make sure that everything within the electoral processes are intact before going to the field. That's on presidential election. Then when you come to the governorship election, which we all know that INEC did well, they came early. In fact, my polling units, as early as 8 o'clock, I was saying, let's say maybe they will come around 12. Then the next thing, one of my relations called me. The INEC staff, I said, wow. By the time, before 2 o'clock, we are done with everything. And our result was uploaded. I quickly went to their listing, and then I saw the result uploaded. So we're happy. In my area, there was no harassment, nothing, but some areas there was where people were beaten, where people were not allowed. So that is security agencies. I've said it before that
INEC has done their own.
Yes, they have done their own. The problem we have with the security agencies is that some of these security personnel that are being sent to these units, you don't actually tell them what to do. Some of them are being told, just go there, don't do anything, just watch, don't even don't go with gun. Yes, which you don't go with gun, but some with gun will be around that premises. Don't say anything, just watch. You are not meant to participate. So when these guys come, they say, we'll be advised from our office not to participate, not to do anything. So they will start and be looking. And the young people and those people with the security agencies, like you said, have to up their game so that the voters are not intimidated and their votes are also being counted. So these are the two major problems. But the pre-election matter, I will let you know that the pre-election matter, we had a problem of people coming with religion and ethnicity, where you come from. In fact, some of these politicians were almost dividing the country according to you're Muslim, you're Christian, you're Igbo, you're Hausa, making it as if it's a tribal war or a religious war. It also, let me tell you, hunger. Whether you're a Muslim, whether you're a Christian, it doesn't know you. Yeah. So when these people come, the first question you ask them is that the religion, your own religion, does it know hunger? So our leaders, when it comes to their selfish interest, they use this religion and ethnicity to divide us. But once they get it, watch out. Some of them are crying, I'll vote for this, I'll vote. Watch out. By the time some of these things get into that position, who would even remember? So it is time to leave this religion and ethnicity and vote those have capacity to lead this country.
Capacity, those who have capacity to lead this country. Now, how would you rate the participation of youths in this election? Would you say the participation level was okay?
Yes, in fact, in the history of this country, this is the first time you see young people coming out for election with their full force and ready.
They were ready to take the mantle.
Yes, you saw it with the social media. You saw it when they were collecting their PVCs. You saw it when they came out. In fact, I saw some pictures. I saw a lot of young people at the polling units ready to vote. Is a kind of awareness, and it's a call to our political leaders that is not business as usual. Because if these young ones will be ready to vote who they want, and thinking that if you have been elected as a federal House of Representative or governor or House of Assembly or president, you think that is a game, is a business as usual. It's not like that again, because remember that in the next 4 years again, probably looking at what happened in 2011 is not the same way of voting in 2015. It is not the same way it was voted in 2019. The same thing, it is not the same way in 2023. So probably in 2027, you will see another angle of voting where you will be surprised that it will not be business as usual like the one of 2023. So yes, the one of 2027 might be different. So it is up to the leaders, the elected, to know that it is time to carry the young people along in whatever they do.
Exactly. I like the point that you said it is time to carry the young people along. Now, will you advise the current government coming in to put young people in places of position?
Of course, of course. I was 37 when I became a commissioner. I was 36 when I became deputy chief of staff. Oh. At 37, I was a commissioner for land. At 39, I was chief of staff.
Like so, but I did well. This is promo for young men.
I did well as a young man. I was before I go to 40, I was already a chief of staff.
Wow.
At 39, I ran for the governorship of Imo State at the age of 39, and I almost won that election. So when they say that you are not ready, you are young, don't worry, your time is coming. Our time is now. What I advise the president-elect is to carry young people in his cabinet. Make sure that some of the positions, because these are the people that knows that can take their phone and Google and then knows how to go into the website and see things. But you see, sometimes you see our old people, they have to go to the archive and start searching for book and start turning the paper before they read. But this way, they just go and then you see everything you need is in your hand, in your phone. So as we go into the next administration, whether be the local states, local House of Assembly, Senate, each of these elected need to carry young people along. And there is nothing that will stop you from excelling in government once the young ones are behind you, and they are also the people that will tell you what is trending in the society.
Thank you very much. This seems to have been a more competitive election than most of other elections we have had in Nigeria. Now, how did the youth involvement influence this competition?
Let me tell you why it looks as if youths were so much into this 2023 election, because they believe that our leaders have failed them. One, unemployment. Two, lack of structural amenities in some rural area. Three, they believe that the winners takes all. And when you are a young man or a young woman and you finish your school, 5 years, no job, 6 years, no job, 10 years, no job, 20 years, and you are getting up to, from the age of 20 something, you are approaching 40, no job. So, and this people comes always and tell you, vote for me, I will do this. Even some of them will say, vote for me, I'll put AC in your street. Which you know you can't put AC in the street. And some will say, I will rob your street, which you know is not possible. So the younger ones now knew that, no, these people are lying. The best way we can do this is our voters card. And they now see that there is power in their voters card. And they tried it in some places before the election, like Ocean. They do, and it worked. So they now say, now we know that we have powers, not them that have the power. We have powers, and we ask them to take care of the powers we give to them. We can withdraw that power from them. So you find out that they are coming out, younger generation influenced the election of 2023. Basically, social media was agog with this is the person we want, this is the person we don't want, we want this person, we don't want this person. There were the awareness was much. Even those of them, even some people who don't really participate in election, looking at the social media, they say, "Wow, it's going to be hot. Let's go for this photo. Let's go and join them."
So even at some point, some leaders were thinking social media is just they'll say it's just social media. All they know it was social media, but at the end they saw it on the field.
It was not social media. At the end, you saw it on the field. You saw it on the field, and some of them now see that the younger generation have a lot of power. So the earlier you go back to them, the better for you. So it's not like having some leaders in the room, and then the younger ones will be outside shouting, "Hey!" By the time you finish your meeting, you still can't go and address them. No, it's not like that again. In that meeting, the younger ones should be there to participate in that meeting. So they really participated in the last election, and that is good for democracy, and that is good for our nation, Nigeria.
Okay, now what is your opinion about the role of social media in this electoral process, both before, during, and after?
for me, I'm a strong believer of social media because a lot of things that have happened in this country and some part of the world, it was through social media that some of them were able to be known by people, and some of them security agencies through that social media were able to track whether it be the good or the bad ones. Like I had an experience in Nemo, and then it was the social media that brought it out, and people started calling, reporting. Even the IG, the present IG said he saw it on social media. So many people say they saw it on social media. So without social media, nobody would have had it. So, and you see that sometimes when something is about to happen, and you don't know that somebody somewhere is there taking your picture or taking your video, by the time you know it's being posted, and you cannot deny it. So social media has played a major role in our lives nowadays, especially through the younger generation. That is why when you go out now, you be careful of what you do. And you know the problem with social media, once it enters, that's the end. So it is not, even somebody in Canada, even somebody in far away Papua New Guinea must read and will see.
Yes.
So it has a way of influencing whether the bad side, the good side of the society. But I believe that we should look more of the good side. And why do we need to? How do we get to the good side? Is engaging this younger generation. Because let me tell you, if a young Nigerian is unemployed and is doing nothing, believe me, he or she will spend out of 24 hours, he or she will spend like 15 hours on phone. And what is that person doing on that phone? Abusing the leaders, going from one side to another, making comments and writing a lot of things. But if they are properly engaged, for Christ's sake, I know that even though this place is meant to be the social media aspect of Radio Nigeria, but you hardly give all your time to it. So when somebody is engaged, you don't see that person putting almost 80% of his energy on social media. So we need to engage them immediately for us to run away. So if they are fully engaged, the only thing they post is about their company, about the place where they work.
Exactly. So our guest in the studio is Honorable Uche Nwosu. Don't forget you can join this conversation. Send your comments and questions for my guest, Honorable Uche Nwosu. So we're taking some comments. As your comments come in, I read your comments. I answers your questions. So let's see our page and open some comments. Okay. Before then, let me engage you with another question, sir. Last year, in the heat of the attacks against you, you said social media saved you. Is that correct?
Yes, that was 2021.
2021. Okay. So
2021.
Okay, but today politicians tend to make the use of social media by the youth look like a vice or a problem in the political process. What do you think is the case?
For me, I think, like I said earlier, I'm a believer of social media because I know the impact both in my business and in my foundation and in my personal life, what it has done for me. I don't want to go back to what happened in 2020, but I believe that it was social media that actually rescued me from what would have happened. And IG himself said, the IG said he saw it on social media and immediately called the CP and called the AIG, and they now came for my rescue. So, but any of our leader or politicians who is saying that social media is not good or it has not done good for the society, I disagree with that person. Yes, in every society, you see the bad and the good people in that society. It does not mean that those ones who engage in abusing people and posting something that is not right in social media, that translates that everybody that operates that uses social media or social handle is not doing well. For me, I believe that there are good. Okay, these days, how many of our young people have shops or do their businesses and then go to market? They just do online. These days, you see, most people don't even go to canteen again to eat. They order it through social media. Even some of them that do their businesses that sell things online, do you go to their shop? You order it online and they will deliver it to you. So those are the benefits. But the politicians don't want to hear this because they know that when they are not working, the people in the social media will expose them. So they don't want to be exposed. So they always talk about social media is an avenue, we don't need it. But for us who believe that is a way, it has given a job opportunity to thousands of Nigerian youths and millions of Nigerians. So it's not anything wrong in having our young people engage in social media.
Okay. I'm trying to get our comments before then. In terms of security, how effective was the peace accord signed by the political parties?
Yes, the peace accord to an extent worked, but I have advocated that next time the peace accord should not be between the different candidates and different political parties. Because the last peace accord, which was organized by the former head of state, General Salam Abubakar, and his committee members, was between the candidates and political parties. I have advocated that they should also include INEC. If you are signing a peace accord and the empire, which is supposed to be INEC, that would also sign the peace accord and say, look, we also signed this peace accord that we are going to deliver. We are not going to make mistakes, even though we are making mistakes. It should not be a noticeable mistake, but we'll make sure that this election is fair. Then everybody is now entangled in that peace accord. So I advocate that INEC should be part of the peace accord, but the peace accord that was signed before the election actually has an impact because after the election and before the election, I saw some of the leaders like the candidate of APC, who is the president-elect, the candidate of Labour Party, the candidate of PDP, and the candidate of other parties, calling on their youth not to engage anything that will disrupt the peace of the nation. Even after the election, I had the one of Labour saying, please don't go to the street. I had the one of ABC, don't go to the street. I had the one of PDP say, please don't do anything that will jeopardize our democracy. What it means that the peace accord actually worked because they still remember that the signs that they will not cause violence. So, but I advocate that INEC should be part of the peace accord.
Okay, let me take some of our comments. Ohiane says we need more youth in leadership. Idioma in KJ says I agree the youth needs to be carried along by leadership at all levels. Hilda Kato says very rich piece of information. Georgina Humphrey says the Nigerian youth should be allowed to showcase their potential. And for now, that's the comment I'm seeing here. So, after the election, we saw youths upload all sorts of videos, turning collation result videos into music videos and all that. Now, is this a good or bad thing, or do you think it's something positive about this trend? Okay. Now, after the election, we saw youths upload all sorts of videos. Now, turning collation results videos into videos and all that, like music videos, like I don't sing the popular, let me sing the popular LP. And that, now, is this a good or bad thing?
For me, it's not bad, it's good. It also is a kind of
awareness. It kind of downs the tension.
Yeah, downs the tension, yes. And then it also give them that this thing that there was once we had such kind of thing. And believe me that the next election, you are going to see another character who will come with his own. So that if this has trended, and because that LP trended very well. So next election, even though some of them don't want to vote, but they will go to the polling unit just to do something that will trend. So it is good for democracy and is good for the peace of the nation, and also it encourages the younger generation to participate and see what they can create. That young man now, don't be surprised that before you know it now, he will release another album. And before you know it, he'll be a celebrity. I was able to go through his one of his handles, and the guy is running up to his listening up to 100 something thousand. So
it's verified.
So you see what he has. Before you know it now, you start earning money. People start using his platform for advance. So you have seen what's coming and being part of the electoral process can also, not only the other side of electing leader, it has moved to, you can also make yourself within the electoral period.
Okay. Young people could not deal with the outcome of the results. Like when the presidential results are coming in, it's the announcement of social media. Let me see social media results before we INEC collation center came in. Now the adrenaline seems to be high. Some broke their voters card saying that we will not vote again. So at some point, some people were saying their national passports and all that. What should what should youth be? What should be what should the youth think to do right now, or let me put it that way?
I just also want to sympathize with them, but I think if I have opportunity, I would also have a bigger listen to encourage them and talk to them, because I've gone through that stage where the day I lost the election, the day I contested to become of the state, and then I lost that election. I came back to my house, and then as if I was not, as if my door as if my door wasn't the door I normally go through my house again. As if I was going through another different door, as if the door is smaller. And I went inside, I was sitting, as if everybody that was coming was like going around me. That's the trauma you go to after election. And in the night, I wake up and I said, is that so? These are the things you go through in election period, and that does not make you break your voter's card, because you still come back. If you go ahead and tear or break your voter's card, remember that there is a next election. You are not only giving those people that you think you don't want to vote power, but you are empowering them more. And on that day, you will not have another one, and it will be easy for them to continue with whatever you think that they're doing that you don't like. So I encourage them that this is the first time. And most of them that did this is their first time of voting. So to them, it's like, is that why people should say we should come and vote if it's going to be like that? No. Yes. This is your first trial. Like, it was my first trial the other time. So it is your first trial. Don't be eager to judge with what happened the last time. The next might be better than the last.
Okay, the next might be better than the last. I have one comment from Ugwumba King. Nigerian youths are the true heroes of the 2023 elections. Now, finally, as a youth leader yourself, what would you say to youth concerning not giving up in the leadership, especially now?
Yes, they should not give up. For me, this is just the beginning, and I believe that so many of these young ones were elected in houses of assembly, in federal house of rep, and some young ones were also elected in the senate, even in some like the governor electors of our state. So you have a lot of them across the country that are elected into various positions. They shouldn't give up. This is the beginning. In fact, in the next election, I would be happy to see younger ones not only coming out to vote for another person, but them coming out to be voted for. Because the only way we can do it is to come out and be voted for the next election. Because this one now, we all came out a mass, the younger ones came out a mass to vote for those leaders. So the next election will be us, the younger ones, being voted for. Because let me tell you, the younger ones will be happy that they are voting their colleague, they are voting another person. So they shouldn't give up. They should remain peaceful. And then the election is over. INEC has declared the president-elect. What we need now is peace and the unity of this country, and pray for our leaders. If it is the will of God that Asiwaju Ahmed Bola Tinubu will be president, nobody can do about it. If it is not the will of God, nothing you can do about it. So whatever that happens in this earth, from beginning, we say God is God of beginning and God of end. So He knows it. He knows everything that will happen to you from beginning, and He knows it from the end. So we should allow God to manifest in whatever that will happen in this country, and pray for our leaders, and let there be peace. Amen.
Yes, thank you very much, sir. Now, this is our package for today. On today's station, we spoke with our special guest, Honorable Uche Nwosu. Thank you very much, sir. We had an awesome time with you. Thanks to everyone who joined us live on Facebook, YouTube video, via our handles at Click Naija and Click Naija One. Thank you. Share this video right with someone. They'll thank you later. Thanks to the production crew, Asma Osani, Ioma Ikeji, Hafsa Isa. This program was supervised by supervising producer Eki Okiani. My name is Nasi Yosa. Thanks and bye.